Hey guys, Rodney, Alan. Hey Jeremy. Hope everybody's doing good today. Hope everybody's had a pretty good week thus far. Want to welcome you guys back real quick and go over a couple things that we're doing. FYI, first thing first is the great freight recession that we're in right now. Everybody needs, if you don't know, yeah, I mean, that's what they're calling it. And basically, it's a supply chain issue where everything came in at one time, set off the port. Now they've got to get it out. The other couple things that we need to talk about is this week, fuel prices. Fuel prices are down another penny this week. Average is $3.88.3 nationwide, and that's $1.68.8 less than last year. The next thing will be used truck prices are falling through the floor. That's all over the place. We knew it was going to happen. The bad side for the guys that really didn't listen and jumped out there and bought trucks at the height is they're upside down terribly right now. And controlling your expenses during these times. If you don't already know, you should know. It's not what you make; it's what you keep. So that's this week's little preach, I guess. But anyway, so what do we got going out there? Ozzy, hey buddy, good evening, good evening. Jeremy, how you doing? You doing all right? Rodney's first question here, guys. We're going to come up. Has DD214 been able to keep all drivers busy? I would say we've been fairly busy. Jeremy, can you hear me? Hey, Alan. Jeremy, you got me? I don't know if you got me or not.
No, I got you. I've been talking.
I got you. There you go. Hey, so Rodney had asked if we've been able to keep everybody busy, and you've been out there. You've been busy?
I've been busy. Yeah.
So drivers, we've been keeping them busy. Yes. And I guess we've been keeping them busy because this is what we do. So it's one of those things where, it's what we do. I had a gentleman call me today wanting to know if we would work with a car transporter. And I had to tell him that, look, we don't do auto transport. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what we do. So we try to stay in our lane. I can't be all to everything. And I looked at auto transport, and to be honest with you, I didn't like what I saw when I looked at it. It seemed to me that there was a lot of sitting around at auctions and that kind of stuff. Hey, Derek. Hey, buddy. I'm glad you could make it. Tony's here. Derek's here. What I saw that the car industry was paying was like $1 a car per mile. And, if you don't keep cars on your deck, then you're not making anything. But it was a lot of late night stuff, a lot of early morning deliveries, sitting around all the time at the auctions, and it just didn't really appeal to me a lot. So I never got into it. Anyway, let's go back to the next question. Who we got? You guys use an iPad for ELD or your phone? Okay, so I use my phone. I don't use an anything because I'm probably not smart enough to use it. No, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad you made it. Some guys, and I think it's a preference. I think that the way I have mine set up, it just works best for me. And that's going to be something that all you drivers are going to have to figure out. What's best for you and how you like things set up in your truck. Now, one thing you got to realize is that the first 6 months, maybe the first year, you are going to be moving your stuff around. I know every time I come home that first year off the run, I move stuff in my trailer because it didn't work for me. I moved stuff in my truck because that didn't work for me. So I just moved it around until I knew where everything was at. I knew, I didn't have to think about where everything was at, and it worked for me there. So just remember that every truck's going to be different. Every person's going to be different. Every driver's going to be different. And you've got to adapt that truck and your environment to you. Now, Derek, I hope you can hear me, buddy. I'm going to ask you a question. The question was a little bit ago, have we been able to keep the 10 drivers with DD214 busy? Well, Derek is a driver, one of our drivers. Derek, are you busy right now? Have you been busy? If you take a second, could just answer that, it'd be great. So, what are the questions we got for this evening? Man, this is a good day. Kevin made it. Look at Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, listen, here's another driver, DD214 driver. Kevin, have you been busy? The question was, have we been able to keep DD214 drivers busy? So I've got Jeremy here. I asked Kevin. I got Derek on here. So if you guys would just take a second and answer, if you can safely do it, as long as you're not driving, please do that. While we're waiting on those answers, we have a story to tell off of Jeremy, and I have Jeremy here. And this is something I'm going to tell you now that it brings it home as to not only how dangerous this business is for the driver, but also just for the driver and the fact that the driver's hauling things and for the other people on the road. Jeremy had an incident this week, and I thought it would be, I really wanted to, God, man, I tell you, about brought tears to my eyes because this could have killed a bunch of people. And we have been very, very fortunate and blessed that nothing happened. I'm gonna let Jeremy tell you the story as to what happened, but I want you guys to listen to this. I don't have a picture. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have my phone. Jeremy can show it. But I mean, things, guys. This could have went. Oh man, you just don't know how bad this could have went quick. So I'm going to let Jeremy talk to this story as to what happened this week. Before we get into that, everybody, Kevin come back and he answered. He said, "Yes, sir. I dropped. Let's see. I have my next load. There'll be 1 or 2 times I had to sit a couple hours before the next dispatch." So Kevin says he's been busy. Yeah. So Derek, always busy. There's always a load waiting on me. And that's just dispatch, guys. That's my guys out there pounding. That's all that is. I give that credit to the dispatchers. So let's turn this over to Jeremy. Jeremy, I want a short story here, just sort of ballpark it, and boom, boom. Glad you could make it. And if you can show a picture, I will. I'll let you hold your phone up to show that picture. So I'm going to add you in now. Hey, Bernie. Go ahead, Jeremy. It's all you, boo.
Okay. So I did part of my pre-trip on Sunday. Noticed my wheel seal was leaking on one of my axles, so I had my dispatcher book me a run home after my drop on Monday. I picked up 5 pallets of brick, totaling about 11,000 pounds, no tarp. I loaded, got it strapped down correctly. Was on my way home from Pennsylvania to North Carolina, coming through the mountains of West Virginia. I had a West Virginia DOT officer pull me over on the side of the road about a mile before a rest area, and he came up to the cab and he told me that I was losing brick coming down the road. I jumped out with the officer, went back and looked at it. I had 12 bricks fall out of one bundle from the side of the trailer. He told me that he would keep his lights on to get me back on the road. He followed me down to the rest area. He got out, and me and him were both looking over it, and he told me that before I get back on the road, I need to make sure all of that is secure. He did not put me out of service. He did not write me a ticket. He didn't do anything. He just was gracious enough to tell me, fix it before you get back out on the road. I'm actually currently using my phone to stream this, so I can't show a picture from my phone. But so I have some very large edge protectors. They're 12-inch edge protectors. I took the edge protectors and stuck it up against the corner where the bricks were coming out and strapped that on. And I was able to make it home that night and then over about an hour away from the house to finish up my drop yesterday morning. So that could have been very dangerous. Luckily, apparently somebody called it in. There was no damage to any vehicles. It didn't hit anybody. They were going to flag me down at one of the toll stations on 77 coming down through West Virginia, but I went through the easy toll or the easy pass lane instead of the pay lane, so they wasn't able to flag me down. And
is there any idea, Jeremy, how that could have happened?
The bundles themselves came loose from in the middle.
I have never heard of that ever happen.
I don't know if they were not stacked properly together, or whoever was stacking them stacked them loose through the straps around them, and they were loose in the middle, and the bouncing on the trailer, caused them to come out. But it was just that all the bundles on the trailer had loose brick in them. Every one of them. By the time I got to the house, every one of them had loose brick in them.
All right, so let me show you guys. I'm going to take full screen here just for a second. Let me show you this. I hope you can see it. I'm not sure how to do it.
The other way.
Well, the other way is showing. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Now, he's going down the road at 60 miles an hour, and that stuff starts flying out of the middle. I just can't imagine. I mean, it is absolutely a wonder somebody wasn't killed. So, Jeremy, I'm going to bring you back on. We have a question here. Did we contact the shipper on that? You contacted dispatch. Did they contact the broker and the shipper on that?
Jake should have contacted. He told me that he emailed both of my pictures to the broker. I do not know if the broker contacted the shipper or not. I haven't heard anything back on it, no backlash off of it yet. When I delivered to the job site, which was an elementary school, I I told the guy there, I was like, you know, this happened. You were missing 12 bricks out of one of these
Right.
bundles. And he just kind of laughed and was like, well, I guess I'll just be 12 bricks short then. Other than
Well,
that,
I don't see that's the difference between what we know and what the bricklayer knows. You know, he's going to be 12 bricks short. He doesn't realize those 12 bricks come off a truck at 60, 70 miles an hour and went flying down the road.
mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, thanks, Ozzy, for that question. I appreciate it. In this case, should the load be tarped? The load didn't, Rodney, the load did not require a tarp. And most brick loads are not tarped. When they're stacked properly, just the friction between the brick holds them together, and it's normally no kind of craziness like that. I've hauled brick, and I've never seen stuff like that happen ever.
So I was going to tarp. Whenever I stopped at the rest area, I was going to unstrap it and I was going to tarp it and I was going to strap it back together. The only reason why I didn't was if that bundle of brick decided to go on its own, regardless, if it decided to implode in on itself and try to come off the trailer, I wouldn't see it until that tarp was going with it off the trailer. So I elected not to tarp it so that way I could see the load better in my mirrors.
But you didn't see it though, right? So
Not
question is, did all 12 of those come off at once, or did they just fall off?
According to the DOT officer, they were coming off as I was coming down the highway. So I think what was happening was, I think one brick came out. And then I think, you know, a half mile down the road, another brick came out. And I think it was happening on my curves to the left because
Okay.
they came off the right side of
Right.
the trailer.
Right.
So I think what happened was as I was turning left on the highway, they were coming out maybe one or two at a time. And it's weird though, that section came out, the top layer of brick was still super tight and did not fall down.
There was something going on with that section.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there was something there, but
Yep.
I'll tell you, if you go to all brick again, take a minute and just go in and just see how if they're tightly stacked. I would. I mean, now I've never seen this happen. I've never done that, but I think I'm going to add that to my repertoire if I run brick again. Just go touch them to see if there's any loose. Because if they're loose, it's not stacked properly. So you know, next time, we were very fortunate. Very. Okay, so I'm going to drop you for a minute, Jeremy. Okay, so now, Tyler, I'm so glad you could make it, man. You finally made it. The question is from Tyler is when you're transporting bricks, are we required to tarp for that reason? And the answer is no. You're not required to tarp. And most bricks are never tarped because they're literally outside. You know, nothing's going to hurt them. So that's not a requirement. The question I have in my head is if the bricks were actually tarped correct. I'm sorry, not tarped, but actually stacked correctly. And in this case, I would have never thought to tarp bricks. So that's where we are. But Tyler, I'm glad you made it, buddy. All right, so we got Bernie up here. Wait a minute, we got one more. Hey, Bernie, what's the other question? Oil bypass system are not worth it for a Ram 3500. Alan, I don't know, brother. Does anybody here have any of that information? I do not. So look, brother, my stuff is bone stock. The only thing I added to my truck other than what it had coming out was a set of airbags. That was it. So yeah, it's stock. Ozzy, do you ever have issues with brokers calling your drivers constantly looking for updates? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it is a distraction, and we kind of raise hell at it. Okay. We don't like it. We tell the brokers to knock it off. We're able to give them a link if they want to follow it themselves, or they can call dispatch. But we don't put up with that. I hate it. I used to get it all the time as a driver. So yeah, it's an issue, and to me, it's a safety issue. So, uh, if you're doing this on your own, Ozzy, tell them to stop. If you have a dispatcher, tell them to call your dispatcher. All right. Okay, what's my next one? Do you sell merch? I get this every time. I got merch. I don't sell it really because I normally give it to my drivers. Jeremy, while you're home, Bubba, I got your shirts here, just so you know. I might be able to get them up to you in the next day or so. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Bernie, look, this is what I've been telling you. Okay. Okay. So it says, guys, this trying to start a Hotshot. Okay. Bernie's trying to start his Hotshot. He's got 3 dispatchers, got some loads. All the brokers denied him because he didn't have 90 days. And this is what I'm telling you. It's one of those things that, it's going to be tough. You're going to have to, 90 days is your minimum. And then you're going to have to work through the 6-month process. From the 6th month, you got some companies that won't deal with you for a year or 2, or a year and 2 inspections is what I meant to say. So understand that you can park your MC and lease on with somebody while your MC ages, and that'll get you around that. So, yeah, I hate to hear you're having that problem, brother, but we've been preaching this for a minute. So understand that your first 6 months is going to be tough. Okay, who else we got? No, we don't. Alan said something. Paying for your truck and trailer for 3 months without a title with a truck, getting an IRP is just expensive. Yeah. So, no, not that one. That's the one he just said. I just read it. But this situation now, the last couple of days, I've had several people reach out and talk to me, and basically what I told them was to keep their powder dry. And that's mainly says, if you don't have your truck and trailer. Oh, I know what I was going to tell anybody that's here that has not seen this particular video. Oh Lord, there it is. I'm going to leave this up here for a minute. I want you guys to write that down, if you would please, and watch that video, because I'm telling you, months ago, where this market was headed. So just understand, just watch this and understand where you're at in the getting ready. If you haven't got a truck and trailer and started all that process, what I'm asking you to do is hold tight. Don't go out and buy anything. Trailer prices are falling, truck prices are falling. So look, right now you've got a lot of truckers out there, both hotshot truckers and semi truckers, that all dove in this thing and bought these vehicles, both truck and trailer, at a very high rate. They were 40 and 50% over market value, just because there weren't any of them. So they jumped out there and they bought them. And you had these sales guys. I call it predatory lending, because you had these sales guys that would say, "Oh yeah, 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 you can refinance when the market changes." That's true, but you cannot lower the cost. If you bought a truck and you're 50% overvalued, you can't do anything about that. You're just underwater. So, guys, watch that video, and I'm hoping that'll help you out a little bit. Do we have other questions going on? Okay, Ozzy, thank you. I'll take that. Let's see. Yeah, I saw. Let me get that off of there. Hope everybody got that down. So, all right. So anyway, we have a lot of stuff going on this week. We've got a new driver coming on. We just sent out a new driver. So the 11th driver, is that right? 11th driver will start sometime right at June 1st, and then we have the 12th driver starting the week after that. Like I said, I'm going to 15 this year, and I'm just going to stop. So, and then we're just going to let the dust settle and see how things are working at that point. Anybody got anything else for me? Jeremy, you got anything else? Let me put you up here. What else you got?
I don't have anything.
Nothing?
But I just commented in the chat, those guys that are looking for trucks and trailers, everybody that went out and bought trucks and trailers and didn't really know what they were doing and ran themselves out of business. They're selling their trucks and trailers cheap on Facebook right now.
Oh yeah, everybody's got them cheap. So I got your spot, Ron. And but you know, there's things that you know, as a team we do over here. You know, for those who are considering coming aboard, there's things that we do over here that I don't know how different they are from anyone else, but we try to do everything as a team and as a family, and keep things, you know, rolling as best we can. So we have a wonderful group of people. We got Kevin and Derek here now. Jeremy's on here. You know, these guys are good guys, and they do anything for you. Those people who are again looking for trucks and trailers and so forth. Hey, Ralph. Speaking of new guy, there's my new guy right there, Mr. Ralph. So, you know, what? Sorry. Oh yeah. Ozzy, what are we doing? All right. So, hey, yeah. Hey, Ozzy, reach out there to Benny, and you guys just exchange your phone number there, and figure out what you need to do with dispatch, and if you can help him, great. That'd be great. All right, let's go up here. We're gonna. Oh, you posted a video of bring back that semi truck you picked up. I haven't picked it up. Oh, wait a minute. You posted a video of bringing back that semi you picked up. Did you deliver that for someone, or did you pick that up for yourself to rebuild? Got some sweet surprises coming for us. No. Actually, I delivered that to a gentleman that's that wanted to rebuild it. He's going to rebuild it. So no, I'm not that way, brother. I don't have that kind of skill. For those of you who can work on stuff, bless your heart, because that Good gracious, man. I just can't do it. I don't have that skill set. I know Jeremy works a lot on his stuff. I know Kevin does a lot of his stuff, but man, I just don't have it. I've never had that in me to actually uh, to actually go out there and build something like that. That's not what I do. So, all right. If we do, we have any more questions for this evening? Ralph stuck in traffic, so he's listening. He's in Charlotte. Yeah. So Jeremy's home doing trailer maintenance this week. But listen, I appreciate everybody showing up. You guys got questions? Reach out, man. We'll try to figure them out together. But if you guys can, just bear with this economy for a little bit, it will pick back up. Now, I did listen to something real quick. I did listen to some financial stuff that my thing was the financial recession will hit in the second or third quarter of this year. And that's where we're at. We're in a freight recession now, meaning there's way too many trucks, not enough freight. But, I don't know what's going to happen come June, July, August. And I would recommend anybody that does not have a truck and trailer right now to hold on to your money for a minute. The banking system, we had 3 or 4 banks fail, and people were getting real tight on loaning money. So, hold your powder. If you're already in the gig, hey, man, run it the best you can and hold tight. Save your pennies. That's right. That's right, Tyler. Save your pennies, pay off some debt, and learn. Tyler, the other thing is learn. Educate yourself. Take this time to educate yourself on this business. That's the best thing you can do right now. All right. If we don't have any other questions, Ralph's at a hotel. All right, brother. Get you some rest. You guys roll safe. Jeremy, call me later and we'll meet up and I'll give you your shirts. But yeah, if you need me, reach out. We'll talk to you next time. Veterans and first responders, thank you for all you do and all you continue to do for this country. Guys, have a great weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Talk to you later.